I'm going to tell you what it's like to visit Washington, D.C. during May. Hello, welcome to Trip Hacks DC. My name is Rob. I'm a tour guide here in the nation's capital. If you're coming to Washington, D.C. and you're looking for the best tips, tricks, and hacks for exploring the city, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you're interested in signing up for a Trip Hacks DC tour, head on over to triphacksdc.com afterwards to see the tours that we offer. This video is part of my month-by-month series where I tell you what it's like to visit Washington, D.C. each month of the year, including information about the weather, things to do, special events, and other month-specific information. If you have visited DC during May before, leave a comment on this video and let everyone know whether you thought it was a good month to visit. Otherwise, let's get started. May is honestly kind of a weird in-between month. It's post-spring break and post-cherry blossoms, but pre-summer vacation. So there usually aren't a lot of families here visiting, but there are a ton of teenagers coming on their 8th grade field trips. The second half of May is absolutely the peak of the 8th grade field trip season. And if you're curious about what that is, I will leave a link in the video description to my video explaining it. If you're hoping to catch some of the late flowering cherry blossoms, I hate to tell you, but you're too late. But the good news is that weather-wise, May is the most reliably spring-like of the entire year. The average daily high in May is a very pleasant 76 degrees, and the average daily low is 54 degrees. That's about the best weather you can possibly hope for around here. To pack for May, I recommend a lightweight jacket that you can easily throw into a backpack or a purse. This is the jacket that I usually wear in May, and it's great because I can roll it up and throw it into my backpack if it gets warm. Oh, and don't forget to bring your umbrella. That whole April showers brings May flowers phrase doesn't really apply here, and May is actually our rainiest month on average. May has a lot of fun special events that you can check out if you're interested. The first 2 Saturdays are usually when the embassies from around the world have their annual open houses. So you can wander around the street that we call Embassy Row and learn about different countries and different cultures. The Embassy Open House is split up into 2 weekends, one for countries from Europe and the other for countries from the rest of the world. I personally find the rest of the world more interesting, and it's less crowded. And a little trip hack is that there's a cluster of embassies up near the Van Ness metro station, and they tend to be a lot less crowded than the ones that are down on Embassy Row. Another fun May event is called the DC Bike Ride. This is where they close over 20 miles of streets to cars, and you can bike through Georgetown, around the monuments, and on Pennsylvania Avenue. And don't feel like you have to haul a bike all the way to DC to do this. There are plenty of rental bikes available. I've even seen people do the ride on a heavy Capital Bike Share bike. There is only one government holiday in May, Memorial Day. For many, many years, Memorial Day weekend is when we had an event called Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder is a meeting of veterans from around the country, where they all ride into DC on their Harley-Davidson motorcycles. This is a really cool thing to see, but it also makes the experience on the National Mall a little bit different than on your typical weekend because of how many people are down there. That said, 2019 is supposed to be the last year for the official Rolling Thunder event, but it's unclear whether it's going to continue into the future in some sort of less official capacity. The Sunday evening before Memorial Day is when the National Memorial Day Concert is broadcast live across the country on PBS, and it takes place on the West Lawn of the US Capitol. A trip hack for this one is to go to the mostly full dress rehearsal on Saturday evening instead of the main event on Sunday evening. It's the same show, but the crowds will be smaller. There are a few other non-governmental holidays in May worth noting as well. May Day is on May 1st. Not much happens for this one, but some people do use it as an opportunity for a rally, a protest, or another political event. May the 4th is Star Wars Day, so don't be surprised if you see someone walking around dressed up like Chewbacca. Cinco de Mayo is on May 5th, so you may come across a party or two, especially at one of our Mexican restaurants. And Mother's Day is the second Sunday. The most important thing you need to know about Mother's Day is that it is probably the busiest brunch day of the entire year. So if you're in DC and you want to go to brunch on Mother's Day, make a reservation well in advance. If you're a sports fan, you can see Major League Baseball and Major League Soccer games. The NBA and NHL will be into the playoffs, so fingers crossed that our teams are still playing. And if you are interested in going to a sports game, I have an entire video with information that you might want to know. So go ahead and check out the video description for that. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, you can subscribe to this channel by clicking on the Trip Packs DC logo, which is popping up right now at the bottom of the screen. And if you're coming to DC and want to sign up for a Trip Packs DC tour, you can click on the Capitol Dome on the left side of my head. That'll send you over to trippacksdc.com, where you can see all of the tours that we offer. Enjoy your trip!